The views and opinions expressed by the guests, callers, and hosts on this and all Rense Radio Network programs do not necessarily reflect or agree with those of the network, its commercial sponsors, its radio station affiliates, or Internet broadcast platforms. In these controversial times, we believe the First Amendment and freedom of the press are absolutely essential to the survival of our nation. Thank you. And now, enjoy the program.
Yesterday, a nice weekend, and the headlines in the news continue to be remarkable, to put it mildly. The political season is rumbling along. I don't know if it's going to stay on the tracks or not, but it's crazy out there. And one of the things that is, without question, turning out to be the most important analysis of what's happening is reverse speech. We are seeing things and hearing things that are so extraordinary that are just stunning. If you've seen and heard the John F. Kennedy reverse speech programs, you'll know what we're talking about. I mean, it is just amazing. David John Oates is standing by in Australia. He's got a whole slew of reversals tonight, new reversals on, well, all of them. You name them, from Ted Cruz to Carly Fiorina, and of course Donald Trump. And I think we have some others involving Kasich, but we'll find out. And Priebus as well. The whole cast of characters on that side of the ledger are being looked at, analyzed. And remember, this technology, reverse speech, is being kept under wraps by the authorities. They know all about it, and we believe they use it all the time to find out what people are really thinking and really saying. It makes perfect sense. And now, David Oates, who's been at this 33 years, who is the maestro, who is the discoverer and developer of this extraordinary gift that we all have. And if you're interested in learning how to do it, it's very easy. We'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Hello, David. Welcome back.
Hey, Jeff. How are you, sir?
Good, good. I'm on the telephone for a moment while we get the digital line up and running properly. Doing well, thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I thought the audio quality wasn't up to your normal standards. So
It will be.
Yep.
It will be.
Well, yes, I have got a whole bunch of reversals for you tonight. Cruz, Fiorina, Priebus, Trump, all of them. And as always, very revealing, and some of them very damning. So,
what does it look like? What does it look like down there in your media? How are they covering this?
Well, we see it on the news, 2 or 3 nights a week. They're covering it pretty much the way America's covering it. Although Trump is painted more as a bad man here than he is in America. So, some of my Australian friends were horrified when I said I was supporting Trump.
It's amazing that they don't, knowing you, that they don't understand that when they see a lie over and over again in the media, no matter where the media originates, many of them begin to believe it. And you almost have to you want to grab them and shake them and say, listen, just because you hear this in the mainstream media doesn't mean it's true.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to say that to intelligent people now. I think if people have learned anything from this whole horror show, is that the media is a lie. It's a programming, mind control, social engineering, fourth branch of government, in my opinion. But I mean, the headlines here. The good news is there's a new California poll out, and it's quite a shot. It's a shock. It's the Rasmussen poll. It has Trump up 54 to Cruz 20. Now, to me, that's logical, pragmatic, common sense. It's a legitimate read on what's going on. Then the others are fascinating as well. Major national poll, another one, shows Trump now beating Hillary by, I think it was 3 or 4 points. I think he'll just steamroll her in a one-on-one competition. I don't think there's any question about it now. Trump is doing well in Indiana. That's tomorrow. That's the big one. Some people are saying that's pivotal. Others are saying, no, it's not pivotal. I think it's very important, and we'll see what happens. Carly Fiorina was introducing Heidi Cruz, the next First Lady, and Ted Cruz, the next President of the United States, and she was on a stage, and the next thing, she stepped to her left and fell out of sight.
Did she really? Oh, I didn't know that.
She fell out of sight. I've got the story up there, and it's remarkable. Other people have been catching on to the Cruz issue and heckling him, saying, "You're not eligible, Ted. You're a Canadian." That's interesting. Some of the Cruz delegates apparently now who had gone over to him are thinking about switching back to Trump. That's encouraging as well. So you've got a lot of things going on here. They're unprecedented. They're just extraordinary. And I hope that the speech reversals that you're able to present continue to help people understand the reality and the truth of the situation. It's extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, I think anyone who's been listening to these shows for any length of time just knows that, we've hit it spot on every time. I mean, we'll play something in reverse, and the following week it's in the news. It's just been absolutely remarkable the way it's been so consistent and accurate like that. So there we go. The truth of reverse speech.
Well, let's go on. I guess we have, for all of you sitting out there and listening, open your mind and just sit back, and if you don't believe in it, just listen anyway. And then after the program is over, maybe you'll say, there may be something to this. And in my humble opinion, there's more than something to it. This is the ultimate. Go ahead, David.
All right, so here's Cruz announcing Fiorina as his VP.
My friend, and the next Vice President of the United States, Carly Fiorina.
And here he says, I rape.
I rape. I rape. I rape.
It's raping the system. He's raping. It's an aggressive move.
Yeah.
It's in your face.
That's a very ugly, domineering thing to say, no respect. He's acting like kind of a marauding, destructive army. He's just a one-man army. He's really he's a creepy person.
Oh, yeah, creep's the only word I can use. That's what we all call him in our little Skype messages to each other. All right, so here he is attacking Trump. Here's the forwards.
I give you my word as president, I won't compromise away your religious liberty rights. I won't compromise away your Second Amendment rights. Donald Trump is telling us he's going to sit down with Harry Reid and Chuck Schumer and give away Justice Scalia's Supreme Court seat.
Okay, now you remember how we had all the reversals about blood on Cruz last time?
Yeah, well, he used the word blood, which is obviously another very dramatic thing to do from the subconscious. I mean, blood has to do with life and death.
Yeah, well, something's happened to this man because he's gone over the edge because he uses the word blood about a half a dozen times, and I'll tell you a very interesting story about it. Anyway, so here's the first one. Blood is so deep, I like to push blood.
Blood is so deep, I like to push blood.
You hearing that one okay, Jeff?
Oh, my. What that says to me is the man is he's a psychopath. This is sick.
Yep, absolutely. He's okay. Let me okay. So we'll move on to the next one.
And the only candidate that has beaten Donald Trump, the only candidate that can beat Donald Trump is our campaign.
Okay, here he says, much blood he'd make.
Much blood he'd make. Much blood he'd make. Much blood he'd make.
Oh, David, he's on some level thinking about physically killing another human being and that there would be blood all over the place. That's what I'm hearing. Am I wrong?
No, you're right, because you actually see a couple of reversals coming up. This man scares me. He has really got it in for Donald Trump, and he's got it in for Donald Trump so badly that he's actually, the word Donald has actually become what we call a personal constant. Let's explain this. There's certain reversals in reverse speech that always reverse to say the same word, like emotion reverses to say show me. A relationship reverses to say shallow. And sometimes these constant reversals filter into individual people's own speech, where they say a particular word, it reverses to say the same thing all the time, but it won't for someone else. Okay? It's what we call a personal constant. Whenever Cruz says Trump, it reverses to say blood. He has become so obsessed with Donald Trump and going after him that it has become part of his speech structure. Now, if I was to say Trump in the tape recorder, which I've tried, Donald, I don't get blood, and we've had a few other people say it too, and they don't get blood. But you look at the word blood, I'll play it, and you hear it says Donald forwards. Oh, hang on. Right, blood.
Beat Donald. Beat Donald. Beat Donald. Beat Donald.
You hear that?
I certainly do. This is really amazing.
Yeah, and that is really significant. It shows that he is so obsessed and so upset. I mean, I'm sure he goes to bed at night tossing and turning, dreaming about Donald Trump, that he just wants him. And it has become part of his whole speech pattern. All right, okay, let's skip a couple of blood reversals and go to the kill one. This is, okay, here he uses a metaphor. It's a metaphor wolf. We haven't talked about metaphors for a long time. We don't get many in public media broadcasts, but anyway, let's run this forwards.
Naming her as my VP nominee ensures that we have a clear choice in this election. Between Carly and me on the one side, a positive, optimistic, conservative, forward-looking campaign with real policy solutions to...
He says, make me kill the wolf.
Make me kill the wolf. Make me kill the wolf.
I think the wolf in this case is Trump.
There's no question about it. Look, I'm sorry to say this again, but these reversals are unmistakable. And the man is a psychopath. He is a sick son of a bitch, as John Boehner, the former Speaker of the House, said.
Lucifer flesh. Yeah, absolutely. Listen to this one.
Wow.
This is Cruz the vampire.
When it comes to Donald Trump, you know, the Washington establishment desperately wants Donald and me to engage in a cage match.
And here he says, I make much blood to suck.
I think blood to suck.
And again. You see how obsessed he's become? I mean,
it's beyond an obsession. He now is literally at his subconscious mind lusting to suck the blood of Donald Trump. Maybe that's symbology. I don't know.
Well, I don't know the symbology. There's so many of them. I mean, it worries me. This, like you say, he's a psychopath. There's no other words to describe it. He's completely obsessed with getting Trump. And he's got no path to victory. I don't even know why he's still in the race. I don't know why he chose Carly Fiorina. If Trump gets Indiana, which I'm pretty sure he will, it's all over, you know.
Well, we have here reverse speech evidence that Lion Ted wants and might even actively participate in the killing of another man. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he's thinking that, but the reverse speech is certainly suggestive of it. If Donald Trump wins the nomination, whatever security he has got to double it or quadruple it, in my view.
Oh, I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. We're all quite worried about him down here. Well, when I say down here, me in Australia and my other analysts around the world. But it's really creepy. And here he is again.
There's a reason that Donald Trump gave $100,000 to John Boehner's super PAC, that he texts back and forth with the speaker, that they're golfing and buddy.
He's talking about Boehner's Lucifer the flesh comment, and he says, much blood.
Marsh blood.
Marsh blood. And of course it's Donald again forwards.
Donald blood. Donald blood. Donald Trump.
Okay. So
now Donald. That's amazing. So it's linking up. This isn't just a backwards masking kind of a thing either.
Oh no. It's actually he is so obsessed and so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fixated.
Huh?
Fixated.
Yeah, fixated. Yes, he's fixated with him, and he's, I don't know what else to tell you. Here, listen to this one. Here's another one.
To peddle sleaze and slime. You know, Donald is fond of giving people nicknames. With this pattern, he should not be surprised to see people calling him Sleazy Donald.
And here he says, see blood running now.
See blood running now.
See blood running now.
Oh my God. This is, have you ever in 33 years seen anything or heard anything to equal this?
No, I haven't. No, I would not put it past Cruz to be involved in an assassination attempt, just like his dad with JFK. It would not surprise me.
Now, for those of you who don't know, his father appears in 2 photographs, at least, with Lee Harvey Oswald in New Orleans in August of 1963, several months before the murder of John Kennedy. The suggestion is, and it can't be proven either way because the CIA doesn't operate like that, we are looking at a man, his father, who probably was involved in the CIA as an anti-Castro Cuban, along with Lee Harvey Oswald. And if that's the case, there's no reason to think that Teddy Boy, who is a Canadian, is not an American. He's not eligible to run. Teddy Boy might be a CIA cutout as well. You have to consider that as a possibility.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it's possible. All I can tell you, he's really after Trump. All right, listen to this one. Next one along. We're moving past the blood reversals now. So here we go.
This is a man, anyone who supports radical liberals like those, does not care about conservative Supreme Court justices, does not care about the Second Amendment, and doesn't care about securing the border.
And here he says, see bribery con.
Bribery con.
Bribery con. Bribery con.
So his campaign is full into bribes and cons, and I'm sure he's bribing delegates, taking them out to lavish lunches, we've seen Cruz call himself a con man in reverse before, and so here we have the word con again, and bribery. So what's he up to? So let's play that reversal again.
Please, yeah,
the bribery con.
Bribery con.
Bribery con. Bribery con.
Quite clear. I'm sure you would agree with that.
Yes, I would. And also for you newcomers out there, remember, all the syllables have to be there. We can't be missing syllables. It all has to be contextually coherent somehow, but it doesn't necessarily have to relate to the forward speech. That's the giveaway. When it does relate to the forward speech, you've got someone who is congruent or telling the truth forwards in our conversation and in reverse from the subconscious. If there's a mismatch, the subconscious will always speak the truth. This is the truth you just heard. This is the... Man, I am in shock. From all the references to blood, I can't believe it. And it's not just saying Donald backwards. That's not it. There's some...
you're right. Yeah, well, they're occurring in complete sentences, and they're consistent from reversal to reversal to reversal. He's after his blood. See blood flowing. I suck blood. I push blood, much blood. I mean, it's staggering. Like you said, I haven't seen this in 33 years. He's obsessed to the nth degree. Okay, next one along.
Well, last night in New York, Donald got fewer votes in New York than I got in Wisconsin. And yet, the delegate rules give Donald many more delegates for winning New York than I got for winning Wisconsin.
All right, we'll play this after the break.
Yeah, very good. We're listening to David Oates' speech reversals, which are absolutely devastating to listen to. When you think about this man who gets up there, and his speaking voice makes me ill, turns my stomach. But when you hear what is going on in his subconscious mind, according to reverse speech. And remember, this technology is well known to the intelligence agency, and they never talk about it. Why? Because they're using it. When you hear in reverse speech the things we've just heard, this man is a psychopath. No other way to look at it. This is scary stuff. Add this up to the women he has allegedly been sleeping with, the big money paid to the Fiorina camp, $600,000, a gift, and all the other things that Lion Ted has been caught doing. And if anyone out there votes for this man with this knowledge in hand, I don't understand it. I do not understand it. Hold on, we'll be right back with David in just a minute. Okay, and Talking with David John Oates. This is a very disturbing program so far. If you have been following reverse speech at all, as I have for well over 20 years, this is unprecedented. I honestly never, I would expect to hear this from someone on a mass murderer on death row, this kind of stuff. This is deeply disturbed.
Yeah, it certainly is. This reversal here is very psychopathic. Let's play the forwards again.
Well, last night in New York, Donald got fewer votes in New York than I got in Wisconsin. And yet, the delegate rules give Donald many more delegates for winning New York than I got for winning Wisconsin.
And it says, we delighted pain.
We delighted pain.
We delighted pain. We delighted pain.
Can't get much more sociopathic than that. The pain of the whole process, and
I'm just
pain.
David, this is really. I hope I'm not overreacting to this. I don't think I am. I've never heard anything like this, and I've been listening for over 20 years to reversals.
Yeah, I know. It's a crazy election cycle. Yeah. Oh, and this is a bit of a funny one. This is Cruz. Here we are again.
In Texas, I received over twice as many votes as Donald Trump received in New York. That's the way the system works. And the important thing to understand, the reason that Donald has been complaining so incessantly, and the reason why his media surrogates repeat those complaints, is because he's losing at the ballot box.
Well, he's not. Well, he's not losing at the ballot box. And backwards he says, "What's this? The deal was set."
What's this? The deal was set.
What's this? The deal was set.
And again.
What's this? The deal was set.
Now, if you folks can't hear that, you don't want to. That is as clear as it gets. These are not random sounds that imitate or sound like something else. They are spoken from the subconscious, words, phrases, sentences. This is really amazing, and if you're listening, Teddy boy, you need some therapy, big time. This is not healthy.
Yeah, give me a call. Although I don't know whether I want him as a client.
I don't, honestly, someone this sick, I would rather doubt that there's a path, speaking of pathways, a path back to normalcy. This is obviously a lifelong bent that this guy is on. Something's really wrong. Remember what his college roommate said? He was sick then, dressing up as a woman, sneaking into sorority houses so he can watch the girls naked, getting showered, coming from the bathrooms and so forth. He's sick. He's demented. This man is mentally ill.
I totally agree. Yeah, he's a sick man. All right, let's have a look at Fiorina, okay?
No, you have a look at her. I don't want to. I mean, her face has been. They worked her face over during her hiatus from being visually accessible by the media. I mean, it's all tightened up, but it's still the same frightful face. It's not so much what she looks like, it's how she acts. It's what she says. It's her demeanor. It's her disposition that is ugly, and it's frightening. I ran a story the other day about how little children are afraid of her. And she is rather scary. She can't help what she looks like, all right? That's a given. She's not telegenic. Doesn't have a winning countenance. She destroyed Hewlett-Packard. She is not a successful major business executive or corporate officer. She is another creepy person.
Yep. All right, let's look at some reversals on her. So here we go. Not many. There was only a few very small sound clips of her actually after she became VP nominee. So.
This is the fight of our time. And I believe Ted Cruz is the man to lead that fight.
And here she says, had the deal.
Bad deal.
Bad deal. Bad deal.
So there's a deal between them. Something's going on with money changing hands and everything.
Oh yeah,
like
they had the deal a long time ago when that $500,000 or more was given from the Cruz campaign, and he allegedly needed money back then to her campaign. What the hell was that? That's the deal they had. They had a deal.
Yep. Here's a rather I was going to say funny, but disturbing is a better word. She's talking about the Clintons.
Well, I guess I would say, if my husband had done some of the things that Bill Clinton had done, I would have left him long ago.
And here she says, I'm horny.
I'm horny.
I'm horny. I'm horny.
Well, that's her problem. I'm sure she can take care of it. But that's what's on her mind. All right. Now that's not.
I know. Very bizarre statement to make on that forward.
Well, yeah, I got to hear that again because that was so damn clear. What was she saying exactly forward? Let's listen, folks. This is what. Now remember, she's mouthing, she's chattering, saying the things she's supposed to say in her conscious self, but subconsciously, there's no connection.
Well, she's talking about the Clintons' marriage forward, saying that if her husband had done what Bill Clinton had done.
Yeah.
So here's the forwards.
Well, I guess I would say, if my husband had done some of the things that Bill Clinton had done, I would have left him long ago.
And I'm horny.
I'm horny.
I'm horny.
It's bizarre.
I'm horny.
It's completely bizarre. Where do they get these two people are as defective as any adults in major politics could seemingly be.
Yeah.
Defective. That's probably a good word. This is a defective soul, spirit, consciousness, subconsciousness, superconsciousness. It's all screwy. And my God, Cruz, I hope you folks listen to this again and listen very carefully. Maybe when we're done with Cruz, we can go back and play a couple of these blood things. But that makes your skin crawl.
Yeah, it really does. And here's an interesting clip of Carly before she was on became Cruz's VP nominee, and here she is attacking Cruz. So the forwards are interesting in this one.
We'll see if Ted Cruz has the nomination locked up, but I would say that Ted Cruz is just like any other politician. He says one thing in Manhattan, he says another thing in Iowa, he says whatever he needs to say to get elected, and then he's going to do as he pleases. I think the American people are tired of the political class that promises much and delivers much of the same.
So that's what she said before she teamed up with...
Yeah.
Says backwards, remember the hell.
Remember the hell. Remember the hell.
Remember the hell.
In other words, remember all the bad times with Ted Cruz. Remember the hell. There you are. There's your Lucifer in the flesh.
I wonder, it's interesting, and I wonder if subconsciously, because people do read each other and we hear the subconscious reverse speech from people, we don't consciously recognize it, but we do. That was interesting because it would suggest that she was fully aware that this guy is an ugly, dark man, the hell that he was spewing. He's a phony. She said also in another clip, he'll say anything to get elected. Yep, he's a whore. He is a whore on a moral basis, political pay. It doesn't matter what the basis is. The guy is just the worst.
And here we have Fiorina attacking Hillary and Trump in the same sentence.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are virtually indistinguishable in their positions. They are virtually indistinguishable in the fact that they have always been insiders.
Oh, please.
And let's do the reversal. She has a completely contradictory reversal. She says they had the path. In other words, they got the path. They're on the right path.
They had the path.
They had the path. They had the path.
So she's actually kind of admiring them backwards, saying, well, they've got the path here.
She knows that Donald Trump is telling it straight. And as far as that goes, she apparently thinks the same of Hillary. Why, I don't know. But, they've got the path. Maybe they've got the path, they've got the support. Maybe that's what she meant. They've got the right path to pander to the people to get the support. I don't know.
Anyway, there we go. So,
Wow.
all right, so let's move on to Hillary. All right, here we go. So here's Hillary forwards.
And I will also knock down the barriers for minority-owned and women-owned small businesses.
And here she says, say you rave in my con.
Say you rave in my con.
Say you rave in my con. Say you rave in my con.
A lot of con words this election, aren't there?
Yes, there are. Wow.
Say you rave in my con. It's just meaningless BS I'm talking. I'm just spewing rubbish out of my mouth. So, that's exactly what the reversal means. Okay? And here we have the next one on Hillary.
It's just one step. If you make something illegal, what are the consequences for that illegality? So it's really just a half a step away from what they've been saying for some time.
Generally.
Not too sure what she means by this. Hear the lie, do it.
You know I do it.
You know I do it. You know I do it.
I'm not too sure what she means by the lie. Let's listen to the forwards again. Maybe we can get a clue.
It's just one step. If you make something illegal, what are the consequences for that illegality? So it's really just a half a step away from what they've been saying for some time.
Generally.
Hear the lie, do it. Huh. Yeah, let's play that reversal again.
You know I do it.
You know I do it.
Well,
You know I do it.
she's just being dishonest in her presentation. You know, she's raving in the con. She's just making up stuff as she goes. That's how I would interpret it. Okay?
Yeah, well, that works. Sure.
All right, look, the next reversal, before I play it, I want to go down to another one. This is Hillary when she got 4 states last week, okay? So, and her voice is under the crowd.
What a great night.
She says, what a great night. Hope
Right.
you can hear it under the crowd. She says, I'm damn yellow.
On air,
You hear that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yellow or lack of courage. So that's a rather strange one to hear on Hillary. Then we got this one here. Listen to this.
And that's the way primaries develop. Whoever it is that is going to, make it through the preliminaries, the debates, the early contests, you're going to keep moving.
And here she says, Hillary's scared.
Hillary scared.
Hillary scared. Hillary scared.
So
Oh, this is very interesting. Wow, what an insight.
Yeah, I'm damn yellow and Hillary's scared. She's not as confident she's going to win as what she's saying, and she has a streak of cowardice inside of her.
I think yes. Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, her former service in the government, I think, kind of shows that. Her Benghazi debacle, what she did to Gaddafi. I mean, come on, the woman, we saw, we came, he died, and then she cackles. This woman is a monster. And yet, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying she holds back. That's what she did in Benghazi, and that's why we had the disaster.
Correct.
She's scared. Yeah, she's damn yellow. She doesn't have the backbone. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I think you're right. I think she's also afraid of Donald Trump. I think she is afraid she's not going to win.
Yes.
And I think her subconscious knows she's not going to win. And please play that again, that last one, when she said she's
scared. Yeah. Okay, so here's the forwards.
And that's the way primaries develop. Whoever it is that is going to, make it through the preliminaries, the debates, the early contests, you're going to keep moving.
And here it is, Hillary's scared.
Hillary scared.
Hillary scared. Hillary scared.
Yeah, she's afraid she's not going to make it through. She's afraid she's not going to keep moving. She's putting on a good front.
Remember the poll came out today? Donald Trump beating her nationally in a one-on-one race by 4 points already. And he hasn't even started.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, she's got every reason to be scared. All right, here's an interesting one.
If he is the nominee, I look forward to debating him. I look forward to taking him on. I've been taking him on from the beginning. The Republicans, they just sort of stood there and watched this train wreck.
Oh, yeah, I know what the reversal means. It says, led that army.
That army.
Yeah, she's getting all her troops together to tackle Donald Trump. Led that army. She's rallying the forces. Okay, it's a war. Is what's seeing it, and that comes out in some of her other reversals too. All right, now this next reversal, I'm not sure whether to interpret this as a put down or a confirmation. Anyway, I'll play the forwards. She's talking about jobs.
Progressive goals backed up by real plans that will improve lives, creating more good jobs that provide dignity and pride in a middle-class life.
And here she says, get a new job.
So I
don't know whether she's confirming what she's saying forwards or whether she's putting them down, saying, oh, just go and get a new job. It's not working out. I'm not too sure whether that's a positive or a negative. But anyway, it relates to the forwards, get a new job. Yep. All right, let's have a look at this one.
we have to keep fighting for John and all of our firefighters and our police officers, our emergency responders, and the construction workers who did so much for us.
Come on, Hillary. How about the government telling everyone it was safe to go in there? How many thousands and tens of thousands are dying, have died, and will die from that? Yeah, praise them. Go ahead, sure. It's all a lie.
Reversal, man. She says, "I know some was sacred." Here we go. Huh. I don't know what she means by that.
Please let me hear that again.
Yeah, here we go. I know some was sacred. Well, some lost their lives.
No, I don't think. I think the first two words are "I hope." There's a P in there and an H.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, there is a P. Sorry, did I say I know? I'm sorry. The verse is I hope. Sorry, you heard it correctly. I told you wrong. So, yeah, I hope someone.
Testing me again, eh?
Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, definitely I hope. I'm sorry. It's up on my list as I hope. I misread it. Okay, so here it is again. I hope some was sacred. Yeah, very clear.
I think it's, I hope some are sacred.
Right. Look, she's probably speaking well of the firefighters. Let's give her a bit of a credit. Maybe that's what she's saying.
No. Has to happen to even the worst people once in a while, I guess. You say something civilized.
Yep. All right. Oh, this one you'll laugh at. Here we go.
We need you to keep volunteering. I hope you will join the 1.1 million people who've already contributed at HillaryClinton.com.
And here she says, now help no one.
No one. No one.
And there you go. What can I tell you?
Right.
Just straightforward there. She's not going to help anyone. So, very incongruent. And now here, she uses, this is an interesting reference, she uses the word blood, but she's talking about accepting the spot as the Secretary of State. Listen to the forwards.
He asked me to be Secretary of State. I say, I'm really flattered, I'm honored, but I think my best use would be in the Senate. Mm-hmm. He said, no, I want you to think about it. You go home and think about it, but I want you to say yes. Mm-hmm. I said, all right, so go home, think about it. I call him up. I say, Mr. President-elect, I just think I should stay in the Senate. He goes, I'm telling you, don't call me again until you're ready to say yes.
And here she says, say yes, the show wear blood.
Say yes, there's nowhere blood.
Say yes, there's nowhere blood.
And again.
Say yes, there's nowhere blood.
And yes, blood was all through her reign as Secretary of State.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The show wear blood, Benghazi, Libya.
And more than that, we don't even know how much.
Yeah, I know.
It goes back to the million people that she and her husband literally presided over the deaths of in Iraq during their 8 years. The so-called no-fly zone, which really meant nothing. We continued to bomb, strafe, and murder all during those years. She has so much blood on her hands, it's not funny.
Oh, I know. Yeah, so there it is, all in her reversal. It's all here, Jeff, as it always is.
It's true. It's
the way
true.
reverse speech has the ability to shine a light on people and who they really are, what their real intentions and thoughts are. It's just absolutely stunning. We need people to get trained. Got a training class starting June 19th. If you want to get involved in reverse speech, go to reversespeech.com. Sign up for training. We need people. We need dozens and dozens of analysts out there. There's just so much stuff.
This is an extraordinary field, and you folks who are looking for a career, you don't have to get a degree in psychology or anything. You could literally hang out a shingle and practice reverse speech. I suspect in many states, if not all of them or most of them, just by taking this class. And if you're good at it, it's simply a question of helping people understand themselves.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Wow. I mean, if I were not doing anything, I would be seriously tempted to do this. I mean, you could simply have someone sign a release, standard professional release, give them what they're speaking in reverse, and say, here's what you said.
Yep.
It's the best we can do. Now you know what your inner voice is telling you. And a lot of people will be able to reconcile that, I think, pretty much on their own. They don't know their inner voice. They don't know who they really are. And that's part of the game of mass mind control.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yep. So anyway, folks, take training. Join the team. It's the only way reverse speech is going to be able to tackle everything, is to get more people involved in it. So
even if you do it as an amateur thing just for fun, it's fascinating. And I've known people who have done that, and they just are amazed. Some people have an ear for it. Some have to learn how to hear it. You can do it. It's not hard at all. You just need the right training. And David is offering that class coming up very soon. Wow. What an unforgettable hour. We've got another hour to go with David as we continue to try to help everyone understand what is really at stake during this political election season. Stay tuned and we shall continue. Hour number one, a shocker, a total shock. You must listen to that if you're just tuning in on the second hour here. We will have this program, of course, rebroadcast in its entirety right after the 10 o'clock end here on the West Coast. You can hear it there. If you're a subscriber, you can hear it in the archives as well. I will also put it up as a free listen on the homepage on the right-hand side, down underneath the Fukushima radiation featured story area. You will find it there in Reverse Speech Political Reversals with David John Oates. This one is stunning. And I'll tell you right now, I firmly know that the major campaigns pay attention to this program. It's been told to me. They are listening. They hear. And, you know, Teddy, you're a sick boy. You are a sick boy. And you better get some help.
Yeah. Yeah. You notice one thing I'd like to point out to people is the completely different type of reversals we're getting from each individual candidate, because each one is a snapshot into their unconscious, who they really are. So with Cruz, we have these devastating psychopathic reversals. With Hillary, we have lies, and she's fighting a war that she knows she's not going to win. And so here we have another reversal on Hillary. Let's run this one forwards.
We can lift up people and places who've been left out, from our inner cities to Appalachia.
Here she says, see this early armor.
See this early armor.
See this early armor.
And again.
See this early armor.
And that's just like led the army. She's getting ready for the fight of her life, okay?
Yeah.
And she's scared. She's worried.
Play that. Will you play that again?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so here's the forwards.
We can lift up people and places who've been left out, from our inner cities to Appalachia.
And see this early armor.
See this early armor.
See this early armor.
Yeah.
See this early armor.
You got that?
Yep. Now the armor, if you go back and can you find that one where she said she's scared? Hillary is scared.
Sure.
Play that again. I want you folks to understand that this woman acts so arrogant and condescending, and she's cocky about things. I'm not going to be indicted. Don't worry about it. Maybe not. She's got enough dirt on people to keep that from happening. A deal was made, I think, to keep that certainly at least on the back burner until after the conventions. We'll see. But play this again, David. That was just so telling.
Okay, so here's the forwards.
And that's the way primaries develop. Whoever it is that is going to, make it through the preliminaries, the debates, the early contests, you're going to keep moving.
And Hillary's scared.
Hillary's scared.
Hillary's scared.
Thursday.
Hillary's scared.
And that's, of course, along with the reverse line, damn yellow. Okay?
Wow. Well, you said you had some blockbusters, but I wasn't ready for these. Wow.
Yeah, I told you I had a few good ones for you. We haven't started in on Trump yet. Yeah. And here we have, this is where I think she thinks she's going to get away with it with the FBI investigations, reversal tells me.
Democrats agree that every single American should and must have quality, affordable health care.
And here she says, the crime will miss you.
The crime will miss you.
The crime will miss you. The crime will miss you.
Yeah, I think that's about the email scandal. And I think she thinks she's going to get away scot-free. That's how I interpret that one. Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, here we have another warfare reversal.
And we will unify our party to win this election and build an America where we can all rise together.
Oh. Yeah, what establishment pap? What tripe? What garbage? Same old crap you hear every campaign season. There's only one man who's speaking differently, challenging things, stating things that need to be stated. Never in my life, and will never see it again.
And here she says, her baggage, see our war.
Her baggage, see our war.
Her baggage, see our war.
And again.
Her baggage, see our war.
So that's the third warfare reversal. Her baggage, she's got so much baggage around, carrying around behind her, and there's going to be a big fight. Led the army, wear the armor, see our war. So she's battening down for a big fight. Okay.
That also in a way reflects her neocon war-centric views. She's owned and controlled by Wall Street, by international globalists who thrive on war. She loves war. She doesn't have a problem with it at all. And I think there's part of that echoing in there somewhere as well.
Yeah. This next reversal's really interesting. I don't know whether you're going to hear it all because it's under the first half is under a crowd cheering. But let's see how we go.
All these worries together, we are going to come together and we are going to solve the problems we face.
Okay, here she says, we have sent the bomb, the boss in your brain. We have sent the bomb, but we have sent the bomb is under the crowd cheering, so I don't know whether you can hear it, followed by the boss in your brain. Can you hear the first half of that?
It's hard.
Yeah, it is a bit hard. Sorry about that. Yeah.
So she says again exactly.
We have sent the bomb, the boss in your brain.
Okay, we have set. We have.
Subliminal. She's sending them subliminal. Is what she's doing.
We have sent the bomb or set the bomb.
Sent.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Here it is again. Yeah, it's
it's there. I know. I hear it. It's there. It's there.
Yeah, just unfortunate. She's just telling the people what to do. This is another warfare. She's fighting. She's sending her bombs out. She's sending her ammunition, and she's subliminally programming what the people think and feel. Okay, it's all a con job. The rave in my con. I am the boss in your brain. You will do what I say. I'm fighting a war. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, last one on Hillary. Here we go.
We Democrats agree that every single American should and must have quality, affordable health care.
And I think this reverse is just a campaign strategy. She says, you better deal the South in my view.
See right in here, Mr. You.
See right in here, Mr. You.
And again.
See right in here, Mr. You.
So I don't know whether she needs to get the southern states. I don't know what sort of risk she's on there, but that's just campaign strategy. She's making more deals.
Sounds like it's a little bit questionable at the end there. I'm not sure about the last couple of words.
Okay, all right.
But whatever.
Yep, anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
So there's Hillary, okay? So she's fighting a battle. She's scared. She's just saying what needs to be said for the people. Say you rave in my con. I now help no one. She's not helping anyone at all. And let's just play on Damn Yellow again. That just sums it up.
What a great night.
And on Damn Yellow.
On Yellow. On Yellow.
So she puts this strong bravadery in front, but underneath she's not. And that's why and you see that in her actions as Secretary of State. So. All right, now I got a few on Priebus and Sanders, but I might leave them to the last because I want to make sure we've got enough time to get all the Trump ones in. So, so let's look at Trump. Okay.
Now we should also point out that up to this point in time, Donald Trump has a virtual 100% congruency from the respect of analyzing his subconscious thoughts and his conscious spoken thoughts. They link. There's no conflict.
Yep.
I mean, I can't believe that there aren't at least, 5%, 10% where they don't quite match up. But this guy is speaking his wholesome truth. Period.
He really is. All right, so here's the forwards.
I'm getting calls. Corey can tell you. Paul can tell you. We're getting calls from people where I actually say, "How can you do this? How can you do this? How can you do it?" And they have no problem. But the fact is, names that you wouldn't believe, names that you interview and say, "Oh, Trump, Trump, Trump," and now they're calling they want to join the team. Oh, well, a lot of them will be coming out soon. They want to come out very soon. Yes.
And here he says, Bill would really fuss.
It would really fuss.
And again. Bill opposite Bill Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
He maybe getting a few Democrats on his side.
Yes, he is. He's also, as I mentioned earlier at the top of the program, apparently a lot of people who have announced for Cruz, the delegates, are beginning to have second thoughts. How can they not, if they're a functional human being with even a modicum of wisdom? They've got to. They can't back this man.
No, of course not. Nope. All right. Here he's predicting Hillary. Here, I'll just play it.
Her husband signed NAFTA, which destroyed this country economically, I will tell you. You look at New York State, you look all over New England, you look at Pennsylvania, NAFTA was a disaster. Her husband signed it. And it was a disaster for this country. Hillary will be horrible, absolutely horrible.
And here he says, Hillary may last a while.
Hillary may last a while. Hillary may last a while.
That's funny. He's so honest. She's not going to go away. Yes, she may last a while, but he's going to roll over her like a steamroller.
He will. But she'll last a while. She'll be in there for a little bit fighting a war.
Totally honest statement.
Yep, that's right. Yep. Typical Trump. Well, that's all you can expect from Trump. That's basically it. Okay, so here he's talking about the illegal immigrants.
Our vets are great people, and we have forgotten our vets. Illegal immigrants are taken care of in many cases.
And here he says, have rotten thug.
Have rotten thug. Have rotten thug.
And again.
Have rotten thug.
And that's inconsistent. That's consistent with his views on illegal immigrants. Okay, they're causing a lot of our problems and crimes and drugs coming in over the border. You know, it's they're rotten thugs. What can I say?
Right. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yep. He's congruent. He always has been. Okay, so here he's talking about Cruz.
That's why the Republican Party is up almost 70% from 4 years ago. And you know what's going to happen? Those people, at a minimum, they're going to be very upset, very angry, but at a minimum, they're just not going to vote. They're not going to vote.
Oh, he's saying if somehow the nomination is taken away from him, he's not going to vote. Okay? And he's talking about Cruz, and he says, yeah, you're a pest.
Yeah, you're a pest.
Yeah, you're a pest.
Funny.
Yeah, you're a pest.
Too funny.
Yeah, it is funny. He doesn't give him much power, does he? You know, just a little pest, a little fly to swat, you know. So.
Play that. Oh, you got to play that again, please. That's really funny.
Okay, so here's the forwards.
That's why the Republican Party is up almost 70% from 4 years ago. And you know what's going to happen? Those people, at a minimum, they're going to be very upset, very angry, but at a minimum, they're just not going to vote. They're not going to vote.
And here's the reversal. Yeah, you're a pest.
Yeah, you're a pest.
Yeah, you're a pest. Yeah, you're a pest.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, okay. Next one along.
In other words, the people who aren't going to vote are a pest. So what? You know, whatever.
Yep, right. Yep. Okay, so here we go. Next one along.
That's why the Republican Party is up almost 70% from 4 years ago. And you know what's going to happen? Those people, at a minimum, they're going to be very upset, very angry.
Oh, that's the same forwards. Yeah, and simply is remember that. He's just adding emphasis to what he's saying. Okay, you know, they just won't go and vote. Remember that. All right, now, next one along.
And then we go to Pennsylvania and we see the same thing. You look at what's happening with steel and you look at what's happening in so many other industries. And I get statisticians to give me numbers. And before I leave all the time, give me the numbers.
Okay, he's talking about the downturn of industry. And he says their work illegal.
Their work illegal. Their work illegal. Their work illegal.
Yeah, see, I don't know about the I don't know how to comment on that one. I know they're sending jobs overseas. I don't know why they would be illegal. But he's talking about the downturn of steel. So I don't know what he means by their work illegal. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. All right?
I don't know.
All right. Next one along.
Now, Trump by that time will be 5 million votes because of California and the size of California.
And here he says, they are feeble, we are fed up.
They are feeble, we are fed up.
Oh, that's clear.
They are feeble, we are fed up.
That's extraordinarily clear. So many of these have been so clear. I don't know what it was, David, but years ago we get a lot of them where you really had to think and you had to kind of stretch a little here. Maybe, well, I don't know if it's for sure what I'm being here. These are all clear. What's going on? Why is so clear? Why the clarity? Why the intensity, the emotion? I guess it stems from just that, the emotion.
It's just such an intense election cycle. Most intense election cycle we've had in, half a century, So, but yeah, they are feeble, we are fed up. That's classic. Let me play that one again.
Now, Trump by that time will be 5 million votes because of California and the size of California.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah, feeble, we are fed up. Yeah, feeble, we are fed up.
Classic reversal.
Yeah, feeble, we are fed up.
Wow.
Classic reversal, yeah. All right, now we've got a couple of interesting reversals around nuclear weapons. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so here we go.
With murder. What's going to happen is, and something very important to me and to a lot of other people, but very, very important to me, is nuclear weaponry. That is your single biggest threat in the world today. Go ahead, Tom.
And here he says, they'll get us whirlwind.
They'll get us whirlwind.
They'll get us whirlwind. They'll get us whirlwind.
Because the whirlwind in the Bible is described as a great force of power.
Yeah.
And we hear whirlwind again on Harry Truman, right after he dropped the atomic bomb. Listen to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States. The world will note that the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, a military base. We won the race of discovery against the Germans. We have used it in order to shorten the agony of war, in order to save the lives of thousands and thousands of young Americans.
And here he says, mad, they must have dropped it before the whirlwind.
No, you're not the joke that before the whirlwind. No, you're not the joke that before the whirlwind.
You hearing that one okay?
Yeah. You see, even then, the monumental lies. They didn't drop it on a military base. That was a civilian, non-combatant city.
Right, it was. Yeah. Anyway, but there we have the potential, the whirlwind, the power of nuclear weapons.
Can we hear the Trump again then with that historical reversal? That's interesting.
Here's the forwards.
What's going to happen is, and something very important to me and to a lot of other people, but very, very important to me, is nuclear weaponry. That is your single biggest threat in the world today. Go ahead, Tom.
They'll get us whirlwind.
They'll get us whirlwind.
Very clear.
They'll get us whirlwind.
Yeah.
They'll get us whirlwind.
So he's aware of the fearsome problem of nuclear weapons. And then he continues talking about them.
To me, always the number one security threat to the United States is nuclear. That's our biggest threat. It's our biggest risk.
And here he says, yes, then I need this oath. I presume you're talking about the oath of office.
Yes, then I need this oath.
Yes, then I need this oath. Yes, then I need this oath.
He needs to become president. He needs the oath of office to help protect the world from nuclear weapons. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm sure he's got something planned. So,
he is so smart. He's so much smarter than the people who knock him would ever be able to, I think, mentally even accept if they were shown it. Here's another thing. He said the other day, the process of running for president and getting elected is much harder in his mind and his vision than actually being president.
Interesting.
Because of the beating, the ugliness, the attacks, the assaults, the ambushes. There's a video clip I ran with Chris Wallace interviewing him. He took Wallace to the woodshed, just spanked his butt. So disrespectful. So many attempts to ambush Donald Trump by playing video clips to make him look bad. The guy was just a machine. He took Wallace apart. A lightweight phony. And I don't care if he's listening. You shouldn't be in the business.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, maybe he could find a nice job in some small Midwestern town as a weekend anchorman. That's about all he's worth. Okay, hold on a minute, and we'll come back with David Oates. More speech reversals in this incendiary political season. Wow. So all I can say is, wow, reverse speech, again, showing itself to be one of the most devastatingly important, insightful, stunning technologies that we have. And it is a technology. And it's available to all of you if you'd like to learn how to do it. It's easy. David has software now that you can use to help further and more sensibly and quickly isolate reversals. It's not hard. You hear the little bit of sing-song nature. It used to be, David, during the old days, 10, 15, 20 years ago, when things weren't so intense, that the sing-songy thing was a little bit of a problem for some. But that seems to have diminished almost collectively among all people. It's now just straight away. It's almost as clear and as cogent as forward speech.
Yeah, there's some stunning reversals. There certainly is. Of course, I'm getting better too. I've been doing it for 33 years, you know.
You got it. Yeah.
So that's all part of it too. Here, let me get my phone number out. If you're interested in training or indeed session work, I got a US number.
Explain session work, please.
Oh yeah, I want to do a program on that with you sometime too. I have a very busy practice where I work with clients with issues, psychological problems, motivational problems, behavioral issues. I have a lot of business people as my clients, and reverse speech will give us a very accurate look into the unconscious as to what is happening and what is causing current issues. And then I've developed a whole hypnotic technique, which I call meta walks, where we go in and rewire and restructure the unconscious, and that's one of the discoveries I've made, certainly on the therapeutic side, is that how the unconscious is constructing behaviour, and it's doing it through a complex myriad of metaphors, and by changing these metaphors, you change behaviour. So I have an 8-session process I take clients on, very comprehensive, life-changing results. You'll be absolutely amazed. So
this is, if I might say, and any of you who are involved in normal clinical therapy or counseling, you really should consider trying to get David, if he's got time, to work with you. I mean, just a few sessions. He'll record you, he'll reverse you, and you'll see what you're really feeling and saying. No counselor, no therapist without reverse speech can do that. It's you're wasting your money. You might as well go and get the truth from yourself and use it. This is what your body wants. your mind wants, your psyche wants.
Yep.
So you've got a chance to do that with the master here. There's only one David Oates, and this is a real rare opportunity. Whatever your problems are, it doesn't matter. Professional, personal, religious, it doesn't matter, because your subconscious mind will tell you the truth, and you need David Oates to open the door.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Yeah. Okay, so my number is, write this down in America, 503-568-7077. That's 503-568-7077, but wait till I'm off the air before you call. Okay, let's look at some more reversals on Trump, shall we?
Sure. This is another stunner. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
And then we go to Pennsylvania and we see the same thing. You look at what's happening with steel and you look at what's happening in so many other industries. And I get statisticians to give me numbers. And before I leave all the time, give me the numbers.
Yeah, see, this reverse is talking about the devastating state of American industry. He says, near the pass, they were killing with mess.
Near the pass, they were killing with mess. Near the pass, they were killing with mess.
Yeah.
So
in the past, they haven't performed well. So he's basically saying the same thing backwards as he says forward. So. All right, here we have him talking about the delegate process.
Because Trump was 14 delegates short of winning in the first ballot. I don't think you can do that. Now, with that being said, I intend to get enough delegates, but that's it. Okay.
And he simply says they could mess me up.
They could mess me up. They could mess me up.
And again.
They could mess me up.
And
It's too damn clear. This is just stunning when you hear this stuff. Go ahead.
And he's just simply aware that, we looked at the reversals on Rights Previous. We'll look at a few more of him if we have time today. And he's just aware that they could. But I think he's going to get to the 1237. I reckon he's going to make it. If he sweeps Indiana and California, then...
Unless there's massive electronic vote fraud, he will.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right, next one. Don't know what he's talking about forwards here.
And then we go to Pennsylvania and we see the same thing. You look at what's happening with steel and you look at what's happening in so many other industries.
Oh, it's the same forwards, right. And your money, bigots in the blank, the S word.
Your money, bigots in the shit. Your money, bigots in the shit.
Oh, dear.
Your money, bigots in the shit.
All right, he's not happy with the manufacturing side of America, is what these reversals are telling us.
Mm-hmm.
They're ripping us off. They're cheating. They're taking the jobs overseas.
Our manufacturing sector has basically betrayed us in many ways. Not all of them, but those who have sought the cheap labor markets abroad and have taken their businesses away, cost Americans jobs. They don't care, and that's what he's angry about. Those people are not being good citizens. They're not being good patriots. They're really stabbing us all in the back.
Yep. And he says it again in this one.
But we went to Rome, New York, and we went to the island, Bethpage, and just every place we went, manufacturing down 40 and 45%.
And he says, the death fed the lie.
The death fed the lie.
The death of industry has fed the lie that America's not competitive anymore. It's just it's a blight on our system. So all the three negative reversals on Trump are when he's talking about the manufacturing and jobs going overseas. So, yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
And here we have a funny one. He's taking a question from the press.
So, thank you very much, and we will take some questions. Yes, CBS.
I think it says CBS. Is that what it says?
Yes.
Hang on, let's play it again. Oh, CBS.
Yeah, CBS.
And when it says CBS, it says Baby Satan.
Baby Satan.
Too funny.
Baby Satan.
Isn't that funny, eh?
That's hilarious. That's his subconscious just slinging a little one-liner out there. Yeah, he doesn't like the mainstream media. Why should he? They've spent the last nearly a year now putting up the ugliest pictures they could find of him. Remember, video has 30 frames a second. All they got to do is look for a phrase, a pose where he's trying to make a word or a point that makes him look silly. They put those up. They Photoshop others. They skew the headlines. They write the stories anti-Trump. Now they're beginning to back off. Trump, fortunately, has a long memory. He'll remember the Chris Wallaces, the other phonies who have attacked him and taken cheap shots at him. Lots of them. And I hope he makes them sit in the back of the room at press conferences and never calls on them.
Yep. Baby Satan. Yeah, let me play that reverse again. It was funny.
Baby Satan. Baby Satan. Baby Satan.
He's so right from his perspective. He's so correct.
Yeah, he's just having a little dig at him. So there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so they're the main reversals on Trump. So, he comes up okay. He's upset about the industry. That's no secret. He says that forwards. And, he's aware that Hillary's going to be around for a while. Cruz is a pest. He's congruent on all his issues. I mean, there's nothing there that really concerns me. Oh, hang on, one reversal on this. Okay, here we go.
We don't have much of a race anymore, based on what I'm seeing on television. Senator Cruz is just about mathematically eliminated.
Oh, okay, I know this reverse means. He says, but I'll not see a bomb in it.
But I'll not see a bomb in it.
But I'll not see a bomb in it. But I'll not see a bomb in it.
In other words, he's pretty sure of the outcome. There's no surprise. It's not going to blow up in his face.
Right, right. I agree.
Pretty confident. Okay.
He's really an extraordinary man. No one is perfect. And a lot of people don't like him for reasons that have been talked about for months. So what? Listen to what he says. Look at the writing. Just print out some of his positions. And if you don't understand that he's the only one talking about the actual methods of bringing businesses back home and creating jobs, and he's the only one talking about handling the flood of illegal immigrants into this country, which we cannot tolerate. We're going to be a third world banana republic unless it's stopped. And it will be stopped with him. He's going to make America great again. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
My God, and some of his enemies twist his words around. That's the baby Satan thing. He hates them. He doesn't like them. They are.
All right. Reince Priebus came up bad before, comes up bad again. Here's the forwards.
Those candidates must vote for that candidate, for that winner. So they're actually bound to vote for the winner.
And he says a new Adolf.
New Adolf.
New Adolf. New Adolf.
Very clear. So I think he's just wielding his power over the system.
Is he talking about himself here? He's a power mad.
That's how I interpret it.
Yeah. He's not talking about someone else. It's him.
No, he's talking about himself.
I'm a new Adolf. I'm a new.
Yep, here's reversal again.
He's deluded.
He is.
New Adolf. New Adolf.
And then we have this really clear reversal. Oh, that was very clear in and of itself. And here we have a metaphor that's totally contradictory. Here's the forwards.
Actually, listen, John, I am actually having fun. It's not a shtick. I'm not just faking through these sorts of things. I'm in a front row seat to history.
And here he says, Wolf, he gets a gun, my catch.
Wolf, he gets a gun, my catch.
Wolf, he gets a gun, my catch. Wolf, he gets a gun, my catch.
See, I don't like the gun reference. It's an aggressive move.
Yeah, not good.
He's after someone, whether it's Trump or... yes, it's probably Trump, but it's the same. It's that same aggression.
Right.
And I think that he's upset that Trump's going to make it. But they've got no choice, really. Anyway. All right.
Here are some quick The latest polls, May 2nd, today. The National Republican Presidential Nomination, CNN ORC poll, Trump 49, Cruz 25, Kasich 19. The 2016 Democrat Presidential Nomination, Hillary 51, Sanders 43. The Indiana Republican Presidential Primary, the Gravis poll, Trump 44, Cruz 27, Kasich 9.
Oh yeah.
So he's up 17 in Indiana. In California, Trump 54, Cruz 20, Kasich 16. So those are accurate, in my opinion. I'm sure most of you would agree. Accurate representations of the real advantage he has in popularity and support.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's going to get 1237. I reckon he will, and that'll means he'll get on the first ballot. All right. Here's another one on Priebus.
I highly doubt that it would run past Thursday. We're going to get done with all of our business by Tuesday.
He's talking about the convention, and he says, "Now do it dead." Now, I thought it was Ted at first, but on second listing, it's actually dead.
Now we're doing that.
Now we're doing that. Now we're doing that.
See, that's another dark reversal on Priebus. You know.
Yeah.
It's just another dark one. Anyway, what can I tell you? And one more on Priebus.
And I would tell you, if we weren't in the field, things wouldn't improve. So you actually have to have people from the community, in the community, working in that community, John, in order to make a difference. And that's the big thing that we've done differently.
I'm not too sure what he means by this. He says, bad, they carry us.
Bad, they carry us.
Bad, they carry us. Bad, they carry us.
That's the people the community carry the RNC.
I don't know.
I don't know why I would say bad. I don't know. Strange one.
No, he's another Class A creep.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've seen his reversals. They weren't very good.
Your reverse speech predicted everything that guy and his flunkies have done. All those gangsters, all those thugs. Reverse speech exposed them all.
Yep. Every show I've done, Jeff. I hope people out there are realizing finally that there really is something to this, that reverse speech is a valid and a real technology. All the phrases are there. You've seen predictions I've made on your show over the years all come true based on reversals. The outstanding JFK show, of course, where all three, Jim Mars and Dick Algar and me, all lined up, all come to exactly the same conclusion. That's just stunning, you know.
It was like a planetary alignment in astrology. It was perfect.
Yeah, it really was.
Just amazing. And that is still getting listened to all the time. The word's out on that program.
It's spreading around.
I'm glad that we did it here and not all over the place, because it was done so well. You presented everything so perfectly, and Jim's contributions, just the JFK murder solved with reverse speech, with Jim Mars and Dick Allgaier. So please go listen to it. It's there on the right-hand side. You'll find it down in the featured stories section. Right below the political box of reverse speech, this program tonight will be in there for you later on this evening as well.
Good on you. All right, couple of reversals on Bernie Sanders. Here we go.
This campaign, the media said, well, Bernie is a nice guy. He combs his hair really well. Top-notch dress-up. But nonetheless, he really is a fringe candidate. The campaign is a fringe campaign, not to be taken seriously.
And here he says, Hillary outselling.
Hillary selling.
Hillary selling. Hillary selling.
I don't know, that's what she's doing, isn't it? She's outselling.
Sure is.
A ho-hum statement. And here we have a reversal. I didn't really know what I meant at first, so someone explained it to me. Here's the thoughts.
You know what? Those folks and independents all over this country will be voting in November for the next president of the United States.
And this one says, they deserve Canada on that money.
I deserve Canada on that money.
I deserve Canada on that money.
And I thought, what does he mean by Canada? But then my Canadian analyst, who fires on reversal, says, well, Canada's on socialised medicine. That's what Bernie Sanders wants.
Yeah. Play one more time, David, please.
Yeah, they deserve Canada on that money.
I deserve Canada on that money.
I deserve Canada on that money.
And again.
I deserve Canada on that money.
Well, he's not saying candidates. He's saying Canada. There's no doubt about it. And I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's just comparing the Canadian health system to what he wants to see in America, a socialised system. So it's totally consistent with his position. Bernie Sanders has never come up bad. We've done a few reversals on him. I haven't really looked at him a lot, but he comes up pretty well, as far as I can tell. But of course, he's not going to get it. Hillary, although there's rumours that the Democrats might be headed for a contested convention too, if Hillary doesn't get all the delegates. So I don't know. I don't know what the.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. There's all the reversals I had for you tonight, Jeff. So,
well, we got him in with a couple minutes to spare. Just to recap, if you joined us late, the first hour, a lot of Cruz, and just make your skin crawl. Bad stuff.
Really creepy reversals. Yeah, he's a real piece of work. Yeah, let's end off with
play one or two if you want.
Yeah, I will. Let's hear.
Now remember, what we're going to hear is the word blood in the reversals, and that's very serious stuff.
So here we go.
When it comes to Donald Trump, the Washington establishment desperately wants Donald and me to engage in a cage match.
He says, I make blood to suck.
Much blood,
sorry. Sorry, I make much blood to suck.
What does he say in the beginning?
I make much blood to suck. Do you want me to play it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's stirring up.
Well, that's pretty vampiric, as they say, for damn sure. It's just sucking the life out of someone. Just horrible. Feeding on them. Just horrible.
Let's get one more in.
I give you my word as president, I won't compromise away your religious liberty rights. I won't compromise away your Second Amendment rights. Donald Trump is telling us he's going to sit down with Harry Reid and Chuck Schumer and give away Justice Scalia's Supreme Court seat.
And he says, blood is so deep, I like to push blood.
Blood is so deep, so I like to push blood.
Oh.
Blood is so deep, so I like to push blood.
And again.
One
sick man there.
Listen to how, and again, and I've said this for years, decades, the reversals have the same and correct, proper intonation, inflection that they would in forward speech. It's not, well, it sounds like, or it might be, it is. And those people listening right now in the intelligence communities who know about this use it all the time. They know. This is really pushing reverse speech front and center. And again, if you'd like to learn how to do this professionally or just for fun or your own edification, David has a training course coming up. And if you want to talk to David and become a client, if you have a psychologist you're not happy with or a counselor, or you feel you could benefit from learning what you really feel about something, contact David. Give the phone number again.
503-568-7077. 503-568-7077. 568-7077. Thanks, Jeff.
David, thank you. That was absolutely stunning. We just can just sit and ponder and think. Talk to you soon. We'll do more.
Thanks, mate.
Okay.
See ya.
Wow. We will be back.